At the time I'm recording this video, it's about 2.5 weeks until the Outlaw half Nottingham, a middle distance triathlon. Am I being shot at? That'd be a good start to a video, wouldn't it? Anyway, so today I'm heading out on the bike course. I'm going to do the North Loop and the South Loop separately. I've driven out to recce this course. I hate driving out for a bike ride, but needs must. People often ask me about bike course tips, what do I think, how to ride fast on the course and so on. I'll leave a link above or below. I did a video a couple of years ago where I basically did that, but I'm going to add to that today with some tips from the course, but also talk about the recceing element. So I'm currently at Epperstone Village Hall, which is about 2 or 3 miles off of the North Loop. That's the easiest way to do it in my opinion. The roads at the beginning of the course are in the town centre of Nottingham. On race day it's fine, I wouldn't ride it on like a recce day. And then this course is made up of a North and a South Loop. The bit in between the North and South Loop can get quite busy and it is poor service in some sections. Like, it is okay to ride, but given the opportunity to not ride it, I will not ride it. So driving out here means that I can potentially do more than one loop of the North and South Loop. Blimey, they're really shooting crazy, aren't they? And get more, more value out of learning those corners and so on. So that's probably a good thing to do. Now, Epperstone Village Hall, I'm told, is free parking and the gate just stay open all day. But I'm told that by Elizabeth Saxton, my other half. So if your car gets stolen or you get locked in, you can message her direct and she'll take all the critique you like. Anyway, let's go and get out on the bike. This isn't going to be anything fancy because my legs are absolutely screwed, but I'm just going to try and have an easy spin whilst taking in the course and learning it and becoming at one with the course. So I've just come up and over the only proper climb on the course. If you ever talk to people about this course, they will say there's only one hill and it's Oxton Bank, and that is largely true. So the climb, I went up it at about 3.2 to 3.5 watts per kilo, and that was like hard-ish, probably similar to what I'd ride it on race day, and it took 3.5 minutes for the Strava segment. So if you do above that, take some time off, below that, put some time on, but that includes, like, it's quite gradual to start and it is quite gradual to finish. The sharp bit's probably only 1.5 minutes or so, and when I say sharp, I don't have a gradient graph, but I'd estimate 8 to 10% maximum, but genuinely you will be okay, you'll be fine. However, people don't talk about this bit afterwards. So there's 2 or 3 miles of ever so slightly gradual downhill into Southwall. Depending on the wind direction, it can either be really fast or it can be fast-ish. Today, it was like I'm still pedaling at 22, 23 miles an hour doing 200 watts. So although it's a lot faster than the flat, it's not like you're going over a hill then you've got a big descent. It is like it's just ever so slightly faster than normal. So I wouldn't go flat out up the hill if you can help it, because you're going to need to keep pedaling over the top. There is also usually a feed station at the top of that hill, but check the event guide. What people don't talk about is when you come into Southwall, you turn right and you go past a school, I think it is, and then you come up here, which goes up towards Brackenhurst College, but there's 3 or 4 like risers and undulations, and they're not just like little tiny bumps, they are probably 30 to 40 seconds each, and there's 2 or 3, and people don't really talk about these, but they do sting if you've gone too hard up Oxton Bank and then cracked on down there. I've been caught out once or twice coming up here thinking, blimey, I forgot about these hills, but let's go and have a look at them. I've stopped at halfway up the first one. I won't do that on race day, hopefully. So I'm told that colour stimulates the mind, so we'll use the Garmin gradient graph for how steep these climbs are. That first one, about 30 seconds, it was red. This one's probably 40 seconds or so, and it's only orange, so that means it's not too steep up to Brackenhurst College. Then after here, from memory, there are another couple of rollers, so these aren't like, they're probably not climbs out the saddle, but they're worth thinking about. It depends on your pace entirely. For me, I'll definitely be thinking on here, I'm gonna save some to kick on up these little bumps. That's the fastest way to ride it, keep your average speed up. Maybe on this one occasion, Liz was right, there's a gentleman next to me just going out for a bike ride. Anyway, back at the car park, but that section of road, I actually really like it. The rolling, kick on, get over the top, recover down the hills, that was good. They weren't that steep as well. That first one out of South was the steepest. All the rest of them are most are just rolling, so it's a good little section. Then after that, you get back on the main road and then head back down to the South Loop, which is the bit that I'm now just going to drive. So I'm feeling it, to be honest. I'm absolutely grovelling my way around this, so it's only for you lot I'm doing this. It's not really. I would do the South Loop as well, but if it's not worth a like and subscribe, I don't know what is. I'm going to drive down there. Car park number 2 coming right up. I haven't driven like this. I did just put my helmet back on. Right, I don't know if I can recommend this place to park actually, so I can't see what the name is, but the garden centre just off of the South Loop. It's absolutely jam-packed. There's not a parking space in sight. I've driven around the car park twice. Fortunately, my car cost me £500 and I'm not too particular about where I park it, so a bit cold. Let's get around this South Loop. If I get wet as well, you lot are to blame. Let's get pedaling. Okay, so within about a couple of miles of the South Loop, you come into Carcolston. This is one of my favourite places on the course. When you whiz through here, absolutely brilliant. On the full, you come through here twice, so 4 times in total. So loads of spectators stand on the sides here. Not so much on the half, but it's brilliant. It's a little bit twisty, good surface, nice fast bit of road. On in. Particularly on the exit of the village, it's a bit twisty, but it's not that tight. Just open your eyes and look how tight the corner is and ride accordingly. I definitely ease off this corner. So generally, if the prevailing wind is the normal way it normally is in the UK, there'll be a tailwind out onto this loop and a headwind back. And I've also, like, I've ridden this race 5 times, 6 times, something like that. I've tested it, you know, I've ridden every which way. I've ridden hard in the first half and then had no legs the second half. I've conserved the first half, saved it for the second half. All these different ways, you know, some years been fit, some years not, etc. I can wholeheartedly recommend saving some for this second loop because it is so good. Like, although it's mostly flat, again, there's still little small rollers and you feel so much better if you're not groveling up them like I am today. You've just got a bit left to be able to surge on. That's a big benefit. So like things like up there, well, that's not a hill, but it is going to slow you down. It's just being able to press on. I really enjoy that. And if you're making positions towards the end of the bike ride, you're going to feel so good. So I'd really recommend just not giving everything in the first 25-30 miles. After this loop as well, it is undulating back to T2, so you know, you're worthwhile saving a bit for that as well. I don't sound like it's just save, but you've got a half marathon to run after this, all right? Don't forget about that. That's as much for me as it is for anyone else. Whew, good ride so far. Didn't really have too much to add to that other than I really enjoyed that. I cannot wait now to get there on race day. Hopefully have better legs. I know I'm on the wrong bike. I should be on my time trial bike, but half of me doesn't want to have my best performance in training. I don't want to go around there and PB all the areas and then not do it on race day. And half of me knows that my TT bike is still in bits, so there you go. If you've got any questions about the course, please do feel free to let me know in the comment section down below and I will get back to you. I've done 32 miles, 1 hour 44, so you can do both loops in 32 miles. It's not really a big day out, is it, if you're considering doing 56 on the day. There we go, and I wasn't the only person to have this idea in the end. People are everywhere. I'll perhaps find somewhere else. And I missed the rain. There we go. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit the subscribe button down below. And I look forward to seeing some of you on race day. See you later. And I don't mean that I don't look forward to seeing some of you. I mean, I know some of you watching this video will not be doing Outlaw half. Okay? Got it.